Hello and welcome to Rosed, the weekly West Ham video roundup that still can't work out whether it's pronounced Shrewsbury or Shrewsbury. My name's Gonzo, I'm from Hammers Chat and I'm here in conjunction with Claret and Hugh to give you a condensed version of all the week's Hammers news. Now, as you probably gathered from my intro, we've been drawn against either Shrewsbury or Manchester United in the next round, the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, and that is unfortunately away from home. Clearly, we'd have preferred one last hurrah at Upton Park, one last run out on the hallowed Berlin turf, but this isn't to be, so it's just one of those things, unfortunately. What I do think is we'll be looking for, hopefully, that the lesser team will prevail, but I don't think Manchester United should hold any fears for us, particularly with Lanzini returning back from injury. I think with our best 11 on the pitch, we're a match for absolutely everybody, and particularly Louis van Gaal's team, who have been quite shocking this season. Already in the FA Cup, a lot of the bigger teams have already gone out, been eliminated, and even some of the lesser teams like Tottenham Hotspur have also seen themselves go out. So I think it's an open playing field now. I think it's there to be won, and I really do think that this could well be our year. What preceded that and what allowed us to get through was that fantastic 5-1 victory over Blackburn Rovers. We witnessed another masterclass from our talisman Dimitri Payet, and as I said, the return of Lanzini. We had the Wandsworth Cafu at right back, Antonio, who played sterlingly, and Emenike even came in and got a couple of goals. I think it's going to put the club on a real high. What's happened as a result of that is the league game against Watford has been moved. We don't have a date yet, but I do suggest if, like me, you've got tickets for that, you keep your eye on the official site and just deal with that as and when it comes, and then they will place the Blackburn fixture. Will possibly go on that date. We'll have to wait and see. The big news of the week that preceded that was the fact that Carroll and Valencia were both ruled out of the game. To many sighs and a sort of knowing resignation to the fact that they are just injury-prone players, unfortunately. Andy Carroll's been pretty good this season, particularly coming off the bench. He's come off the bench on 9 occasions and affected the result in our favour on 6 of those games. He's looked very good, but unfortunately his records just doesn't stand up to scrutiny. Since he signed for us permanently and not including the loan deal, he's only played 45 times for us, and that's including the substitute appearances. Diafra Sakho, who I believe is our best striker at the moment. I think he's mobile, which suits our counter-attacking style of play. I think he creates space for other players. He's only played 39 times for us, including substitute appearances. And the one who's played most games is actually Enner Valencia. He's played 53. But unfortunately, he's only scored 10 goals at times, so he's actually playing over 5 games just to score 1 goal. It's really for this reason that none of them can be relied upon, that the club are looking to bring in a major signing in the summer. We've been linked with Bachashwi, Lacazette. It's an open secret that we're looking at a £25 million striker. Now, what will probably happen is that striker will be our main man to lead the line. You'll probably find Sakho certainly dropping down to play second fiddle. What will happen with Valencia, I don't know. And Andy Carroll, well, it's open to much debate. Claret and Hugh have been running a poll this week about whether he should be sold. Personally, I think his wages are prohibitive. I don't think anybody would buy him. He's so injury prone that it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Now, clearly it's not the fault of the player. He's obviously desperate to play, but really we've got to start looking towards the future, and I don't think any one of those players can be relied upon to play sort of any more than 25 games in a season, unfortunately. The final bit of news for you concerns the stadium capacity of Stratford. Now, regular watchers of this show will know that we brought you the news some weeks ago that we had applied for planning permission to increase the capacity from 54,000 to 60,000. David Gold has confirmed that in his Twitter account only this week, and there is also scope to increase it from 60,000 to 66,000. Now, what's really happened there is the club sort of painted themselves into a corner when they were trying to sell us the whole vision of moving there. They stated that none of the seats would be further away than any of those at Wembley Stadium. They also stated that the sight lines would be second to none. Now, the seats that they'd be looking to open up would be the ones at the very, very back of the stadium. So we'd sort of row triple Z, if you like. Now, those may not be any closer than the ones at Wembley Stadium, but in all honesty, I think when you're paying for a season ticket that's south of 290 quid, I really don't think the fans will mind. I know for a fact that there's a lot of people panicking. They're still on the priority list and they're really worried that they're not going to get a ticket. So I think it would be a good move and be welcomed by everybody that's waiting for one of those tickets. Right, that's about it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now, but don't forget, if you want to follow all the latest news, particularly any fixtures that might be moved around, keep your eye on claretandhugh.info. If you want to interact with us, then you can join us on the forum, which is mentioned behind me. Don't forget, you can listen to the lads on More Than Just a Podcast. Jack Collison featured on that last week. It's a very, very good listen. We've also got our friends over at West Ham Fan TV. They'll be getting some quite marvellous reactions from the fans as they come out of Ewood Park, and they really were a happy bunch. Let's be honest, 7,200 people taken up there is unprecedented, and it was really quite strange to see the away fans outnumbering the home fans. And finally, if you want to read some detailed blogs, then go on to West Ham Till I Die, and you'll have everything on there that you need to know. Right, I'm off to work on my pronunciation of Shrewsbury. I'll be back next week with all the latest news. For then, bye-bye.